Hey everyone, George here from the F1 Chronicle. My latest opinion piece slash 5 things we learnt from piece is live on f1chronicle.com right now. If you want to check out the full article, it's on there. The link will be in the description of this video, I'm sure. But I can run you through the main talking points that I found, the main takeaways, if you will, from the Bahrain Grand Prix earlier today. And the first one is that actually all 20 drivers managed to finish the race. And this is something that I pointed out in my testing article. The cars looked so reliable. There were barely any unreliability issues at testing at the same circuit, of course, testing being held in Bahrain, and this first race of the season being held in Bahrain too. So I'm expecting a lot more of this. I'm expecting at least 6 or so races this season out of the 24 where we get all 20 cars and drivers finishing the race, which is just unheard of, you know. Back in our day, it was not like that, you know. Cars would not finish the race very often, mechanical issues, collisions, but the guys at the moment, they've been very well behaved, you know, no major collisions at all. And yeah, there was a bit hairy for Valtteri Bottas with his pit stop, and Logan Sargent went wide ones, but aside from that, no issues for them. So, yeah, fair play to all the 20 drivers for that. Next up, I wanted to mention Alpine, from a good news story to a bad news story. Alpine, I highlighted them after qualifying on the back row. This race was no better for them, really, finishing 17th and 18th. Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly. The only 2 drivers behind them were Sargent and Bottas that I just mentioned, who had their own problems. So, on pure pace right now, Alpine is solidly the slowest car on the grid, and they will be desperate to improve things this season because they've got a lot of money and a lot of resource poured into that team, and so far that car is looking downright awful. Not the best day for the Racing Bulls, the RBs. We had Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo finishing 13th and 14th today. The main thing for them, though, was that there was a bit of an argument going on. Tsunoda, a bit of a hothead on the radio as it is, not very happy with his team's decision to allow Daniel Ricciardo past. And I don't think that'll be helped by the fact that even though Ricciardo got past, he couldn't challenge Kevin Magnussen ahead. So that swap effectively did not work. And yeah, it's the first race of the season. I don't think Ricciardo's really going to cause any fuss with that, but Tsunoda is very much angry. And if this continues, if there's points up for grabs, because there was no points for these positions today, if there's points up for grabs, then we could well see some intra-team battles going on the radio and on the actual track between these two. So watch this space for those. I wanted to mention Carlos Sainz as well. Oh my God, Sainz was so good today. He had a decentish qualifying yesterday in 5th, well behind his teammate. He qualified in 4th, my apologies. Charles Leclerc obviously qualifying in 2nd place ahead of him. But Carlos Sainz today, best of the rest in a sense, behind the Red Bulls. In 3rd, he did some good moves on Leclerc and George Russell. Leclerc obviously having some troubles with his braking, struggling down to turn 9 and 10. No such issues for Carlos Sainz though, and some people might be asking, did Ferrari drop the wrong driver for 2025? Because Carlos Sainz looking very good. And of course, the only guy not in a Red Bull last season to win a race. So, yeah, very good for him. Very good for him getting a podium. And yes, like I just alluded to there, Red Bull look absolutely untouchable. That's my last point of the 5. Max Verstappen winning by over 20 seconds. I think he could have won by more if he actually tried the whole race. I think he was probably reining it in quite a bit once he got a 10-second lead. Sergio Perez didn't do bad today. He got 2nd place, but he's miles off his teammate. And Verstappen's on 8 wins now. He looks like he's going to get to that 10 in a row record that he set last season and probably beat it. And of course, a 4th World Championship looking almost a certainty even at this very early stage. But what do you think of the Bahrain Grand Prix? Let us know in the comments below what you thought, and if there's any more points that I didn't make today that you want to talk about. Interested to hear what you got to say.